Test Drive with Graeme Fletcher.
The 1990 Acura Integra is advertised as being bred from Formula One stock. This week on Test Drive, we're going to find out if that is fact or fiction.
The Integra features an advanced independent suspension setup that gives the car superior handling characteristics. When pushed through the pylons, the car responded predictably with a nice neutral feel. As the suspension is tuned on the firm side, the ride becomes a little uncomfortable on broken pavement, but at highway speeds it has a stable feel that inspires confidence. I would prefer a little less assist from the power steering. Reducing the amount of assist would have improved the feedback immensely. Well, we just accomplished a 100k sprint in about 9.2 seconds. And when you bear in mind that this car features an automatic transmission, that's very respectable indeed. Honda developed their own anti-lock brake system, which during our test proved to be as good as any, with stops averaging a commendable 106 feet from 80 kilometers an hour. If there were a criticism, it would be with the amount of kickback felt through the pedal. For some, the amount may be disconcerting. The Integra's new automatic transmission features 3 modes: Sport 3, Sport 4 and Drive. In either of the Sport modes, each gear is held a little longer to improve acceleration. Drive is basically to improve economy. The unit in our test car left a bit to be desired. Under light to moderate acceleration, the upshifts were abrupt and uncoordinated, almost as though the transmission was not quite sure which gear it was supposed to be in. Under harder acceleration conditions, though, the shift did smooth out. The Integra, like most automatics, features a shift lock, meaning you can't shift out of park till you put your foot firmly on the brake. However, unlike most, you can actually shift from neutral into drive without your foot on the brake. Typical of a lot of recent Honda products, the driver is seated low down. This, combined with a very low hood line, makes the car feel a bit like a sophisticated go-kart. Now, this is not a criticism because it makes the driver feel almost a part of the car. A well-deserved 10 to the designers for dumping the pop-up headlights and incorporating some very attractive flush-fitting units. I like the idea that you must use the ignition key to release either side of the split folding rear seat. This, combined with the lock on the remote trunk release, keeps your parcels nice and safe. Honda have built a reputation for their dashboards. They are clean, clear and very legible. The Integra is a model example. The heater worked well on the whole, but the rotary dial made fine-tuning of the system a little awkward. Generally, the slide-type controls work better. If you happen to be 5'10" or over, you're going to find the amount of headroom in the 1990 Integra somewhat on the tight side. I kept finding my head bashing the edge of the sunroof here. Let's now go to the scoreboard and find out what I thought of the rest of the 1990 Integra. The Integra's 1.8-litre engine is peppy once you reach the power band, but it is a little lacking in low-end torque. On the whole, though, a flexible engine that loves to rev, and it is a definite improvement over last year's 1.6-litre unit. The Honda-developed anti-lock brake system worked to near perfection during testing. The stops were straight and unflustered, with only a little bit of kickback felt in the pedal. The new Integra is very proficient in the handling department. Honda's sophisticated independent wishbone suspension walks that fine line between comfort and performance very nicely. Because the engine works best higher up in the rev range, there is quite a lot of engine noise evident nearly all the time. Wind noise, on the other hand, is almost non-existent. We averaged 33 miles per gallon or 8.6 litres per 100 kilometres. Very respectable given the overall performance. A definite improvement over last year's Integra. The handling characteristics and high-end performance offered by the engine give this Integra the much sought-after ingredients needed to be a cut above the competition.